Hello everyone. In this video, I will be showing you how to install Swan Provider Tool, version 0.2.0. Swan Provider Tool is specifically developed for Filecoin storage providers and is intended to help providers to easily complete the storage process by acting as a convenient deal-taking tool. It runs on the same node as the Lotus Miner nodes and assists the processing of Lotus Miner deals. Swan Provider Tool offers auto-bid mode for providers, allowing them to automatically receive eligible storage data around the world and complete a series of processes from download to import. This video will guide you step by step to install Swan Provider Tool version 0.2.0 and answer questions you might have during the installation process. Now, let's get started. First, let's go over the functions that Swan Provider Tool offers. This storage provider tool listens to tasks sent from the Swan platform. It can download tasks automatically using the ARIA2 downloading service, import deals once download tasks are completed, synchronize deal status with the Swan platform so that clients can view status changes in real time, and receive deals automatically from the FileSwan platform when a bid is won with the AutoBid system. The AutoBid system is a reputation-based system developed by FileSwan to automatically assign and propose users' tasks to storage providers with the highest score, alleviating the time and energy costs associated with manual bidding. Lotus Miner and ARIA2 are two prerequisites that need to be met for installation. You can open the GitHub repository README link while following the installation tutorial with me. You can find the link at the bottom of this screen or in the description box below this video. You need to choose the Release 0.2.0 branch at the top left of the GitHub README page for this video tutorial. To install ARIA2, simply run the sudo apt install ARIA2 command line to complete the installation process. Next, you can get the Lotus Miner token created by Lotus Miner AUTH create token perm rate. The Lotus Miner token is used for importing deals for Swan providers. Please note that the Lotus Miner needs to be running in the background. Now, we have moved to the Swan Provider Tool installation step. There are two installation process options for you to choose from based on your preference. The first option is to install from the pre-built package, and the second option is to install from the source code. You need to edit the configurations followed by both options. I will demonstrate both options in this video. Now, let me show you the installation option from the pre-built package. First, let's make a new directory called Swan Provider. Get into the Swan Provider by using the cd Swan Provider command. Then run the wget command line for downloading Swan Provider's installation files from the internet. Next, run the chmod +x command to make install. Select sh executable and then execute install.sh. Now, the process of installing the pre-built package has been completed. Please note that the Swan Provider tool could quit due to a lack of configuration. In this situation, you need to fill out the configurations properly. First, edit the configuration by typing vim swan/provider/config.toml. On this configuration page, you should fill in all the information correspondingly to match your current situation. There are 4 sections of configuration that need to be filled in: the Lotus section, the ARIA2 section, the main section, and the bid section. Please pay extra attention to the terms marked in red here, as these configurations must be modified by users. Now, let's start with the Lotus configurations. Client API URL refers to the URL of the Lotus Client Web API. The default of the port is 1234. Market API URL refers to the URL of the Lotus Market Web API. The default of the port is 2345. In the case where the Lotus Market and Miner are not separate, this also can be represented as the URL of the Miner Web API. Market Access Token refers to the access token of the Lotus Market Web API. In the case where the Lotus Market and Miner are not separate, this also can be represented as the access token of the Miner access token. Let us move to the second section of the configuration, ARIA2. ARIA2 download dir is the directory where offline deals will be downloaded for importing. ARIA2 host refers to the ARIA2 server address. ARIA2 port refers to the ARIA2 server port. ARIA2 secret refers to the secret key of ARIA2. Please note it must be the same value as RPC secret in the aria2.conf. The next section of the configuration is the main section. API URL refers to the address of the FileSwan platform. The default address is api.fileswan.com. Usually this part does not need to be changed from the default. Miner FID refers to the user's Filecoin miner ID. You need to fill in your personal miner ID number here. Import interval represents the importing interval between each deal. The default value here is 600 seconds, or about 10 minutes. Scan interval represents the time interval to scan all ongoing deals and update status on the Swan platform. The default value here is 600 seconds, or about 10 minutes. API key. This needs to be modified by the user according to the user's API key. Users can acquire it from the Swan platform by going to My Profile in Developer Settings. Access token. This needs to be modified by the user according to the user's access token. Users can also acquire it from the Swan platform by going to My Profile in Developer Settings. API heartbeat interval means the time interval to send a heartbeat. The default value here is 300 seconds, or about 5 minutes. The last section of configuration is the bid section. For the bid mode, 0 represents manual mode and 1 represents auto mode. For providers who are willing to take deals automatically, please enter 1 here to set up auto bid mode. We strongly recommend providers to set up auto bid mode here. Expected sealing time refers to the time expected for sealing deals. The default value is 1920 epoch, which is 16 hours. Please note that deals starting too soon could be rejected. Start epoch refers to the relative value to the current epoch. The default value is 2880 epochs, which is 24 hours. Auto bid task per day is the auto bid task limit per day for the miner defined above. After the configurations are filled in correctly, we use the :wq command to save all the changes and quit the configuration page. The last step is to use Swan Provider 0.2.0 Unix command line to execute the Swan Provider tool. There are some commands you might find useful. For instance, you can add no HTTP before Swan Provider to ignore the hang-up signal to avoid being stopped when you log out. You can also add ampersand at the end of the command to let the program run in the background. Okay, now the installation of the Swan Provider is completed. Since I have demonstrated the first option, install from the pre-built package, I will also demonstrate the second option, install from the source code. First, use git clone to download the code from the GitHub repository of FileSwan to the user's local. Then use cd to go into the Go Swan Provider folder. Next, check release branch, switch it from the main branch to the corresponding branch. You can find your release branch on the top of the GitHub page. In this case, please fill in release 0.2.0. Last, build from the source code using the buildfromsource.sh command. Now the process of installing the source code has been completed. Next, we need to work on the configurations. Just as with option 1, use the vim swan provider config.toml command to edit configurations. The configuration information is the same as option 1. You can go back to that part of the video for a refresher. After saving your configurations, use build-swan provider to execute Swan Provider. Please note that the execute command is different from the first option. You need to use the corresponding execute command according to your installation option. For additional information, you can add no HTTP before Swan Provider to ignore the hang-up signal to avoid being stopped when you log out. You can also add ampersand at the end of the command to let the program run in the background. Now, your installation should be complete. If you have any questions about Swan Provider installation, please check out our Swan Provider GitHub page for more information, or join our Telegram or Discord and leave messages there. Our team is here to help. Please subscribe to this channel and follow our social media links down below. Thanks for watching!